All right. Well, here we are. It's
Hey,
been a while.
how you doing, Doc?
Good, man. Thanks so much for taking some time. The reason that we're doing these is to try to give people hope. So lots of people are interested in getting better, whether it's the bridge or somewhere else. And like me, like you end up not being sure where to go or what to turn to, or you've tried so many things before, it just becomes this kind of soup of I have no idea what to do. I want to get better, but I just don't know what to do. So this is my way of reaching out to some of you guys that have done well, even though you've had to battle, and just to kind of chat a little bit and let you give some other people some encouragement and some hope and kind of talk about your story. So you're a successful guy, a passionate guy, went through a lot growing up, but when did it start getting dark? Like when did you decide that, I can't live this way anymore in my mind, my heart, like my life? I'm not going to do it like this anymore. What was going on?
Um, well, what got me was I'd say about a year or so before I visited the bridge, like a year leading up to the bridge or so, I guess for a few years I felt like I was kind of like in denial, but at the sake of just wanting things to just, I guess, be normal and be okay, I was willing to overlook, like what was right in front of you.
Yeah.
Um, then again, I stopped doing, I was always a physical person doing physical activities. At one point, I was a gym rat, you know, but I stopped doing the things that I like to do. Like, I stopped, I have, do music. I stopped, you know, going out to events. And I don't go out all the time. I'm a workhorse. I go home. I go to work. I go home, and that's it. That's my life and the family. So, I stopped doing that. I stopped hiking, stopped grounding. Kind of, I love to cook. I kind of kind of stopped cooking healthy, eating out a lot more. I don't do junk food, but, just kind of, I find myself getting really lackadaisical. And then I noticed that my, not my behaviors, but like my thoughts and my attitudes were getting progressively, like they're going to a negative place. Things were really, like things that wouldn't really get to me before were really agitating me now. Like now, like my agitation level was like really, really high. Now I wasn't snapping at family or anything, but my agitation level was really high. Um,
Gotcha.
but I'm the type that, based on my experience, I wouldn't rage out, but I would just go in a corner in the house and I'll just get quiet. And the family knew that, all right, daddy's in a bad mood, leave him alone. He's quiet. But then, some days you just get quiet and they get so used to you being in a certain place that you kind of push them away.
Yeah.
You they kind of, oh, daddy's in a bad mood again. When it could be a day where you're really not, you're just deep
Right.
and deep, so you don't realize you're inadvertently pushing them away. Um,
Then everybody starts tap dancing around your emotions. And that, I mean, none
right.
of us like, because you can sense that, but none of us like to really feel that.
Right. And then, my daughter's of age and my son's of age, and you hear little sidebars and stuff, and like, uh-oh, you know. But then, you have certain events going on, and I have, without going into specific details, but there's personal stuff, relationships with other family members that aren't the greatest and stuff. Um, things have an effect. You got relationships that aren't addressed, that people just, instead of taking accountability, they just rather avoid. And it was bothering me because I'm a person that, I love people and I want to talk and I want to have good working relationships. I want to have functional, relationships. I don't want anything to happen. I had an older sister that died, that passed away suddenly. For years, I was just trying to get issues addressed with her, and she passed away suddenly. Issues weren't addressed, and that really had a profound effect. So then I started reaching out to other family members that we hadn't spoken, and just extending an olive branch, because God forbid the same thing would happen.
Right.
And it really bothered me. And even though one or two, one or two might have been receptive. To this day, those individuals are no longer receptive. But you know what? I'm good with it because I tried. But
Right.
getting, I started falling deeper and deeper. Things happened at there was a situation that happened, professionally, work wise. It wasn't a good situation. It was a very ugly situation. Thankfully it was rectified, but it had an effect. And sometimes when you're going through things and you feel that you don't have a support system,
Yeah.
you don't have that appreciation factor, you just sink deeper and deeper, like that quiet place where you like to go in
Yeah.
your, and it's not good.
Right.
Um, people
Right.
don't want to deal with you. They start avoiding you.
Right. So
Oh,
you're in this mix, you're in this soup. What was it that, I mean, because all of us kind of ricochet off the bottom at some point, right? So you have all this going on, like it's getting a little messy. You're starting to reach out, you're starting to like let everybody know, hey, look, like I don't want to do this forever. I want to, make some corrections. And you bounce off that bottom and you start at least looking up, trying to figure out, where do I go or what do I do? And it seems like you had pretty good support from your family and friends. Is that do I remember that right?
yeah, I did. I got a pretty, you know what? I have a pretty good support system. Like I got some really good friends, and my friends are more like family,
Yeah.
really, we're really, really tight and we're really good. So yeah, I had a really good support system. But at the same time, you know how it is, as adults, sometimes you don't want to bother anybody because you realize, as and I'm the one that's there for everybody, you realize that everybody has their own thing that they're going through. So you
Yes.
want to lay anything on anybody. I'm the ear that everybody lays it on. So I understand, but the person that's there for everybody, there's gonna come a time they need somebody there for them. So, I was stuck in this place, and with you talking about people bounce, I thought about my mother. I thought about my mother who passed away. She got diagnosed with lung, throat, and breast cancer, and within 3 weeks she passed. But she took her last breath. Her last breath. The last 3 days, I didn't move from her side, and she took her last breaths in my arms. So I'm happy about that. But I thought about my mother, and my mother just snapping on me, like smacking me in the back of the head, like, "What's the matter with you? You better snap out of it. You got to snap out of it. Nobody's gonna hold your hand." She
Right.
told nobody's gonna. You have to want to help yourself, and that is key. And I can't stress that enough. You can't listen. You go to the bridge. You can spend all the money you want. You could go to top notch $1 million, but unless you personally admit to yourself and you come to term with, yes, I have an issue and I need to get it addressed. I don't know how. I'm stuck. I need to get us. You have to admit it to yourself. Basically for any conflict resolution, both sides have to agree that there is an issue that needs to get
Right.
addressed.
Right.
Or resolution. Like, you got a child that's acting out and that child needs therapy. But unless you can convince that child that, okay, this is going to be good for you, go and talk to this person, it's not going to work because the child's not going to want to be there.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's just like the bridge. You can't go there and expect, a few weeks and, hey, I'm healed. It
Right.
doesn't like
Right.
that. It,
Yeah, no, it's
you
a it's it,
tools to cope, and the tools, the coping mechanisms, the tools to read, hey, you're feeling like, do this, you guys show us a certain way, you guys, give us the knowledge and the tools that we need to proceed, and pay it forward, lead by example, find your purpose, do something, if you're wealthy, philanthropy, if not, volunteer, but do something to feel better about yourself, but you have to want to get well.
right.
But you have to put the work in,
Right.
you can't stress it enough. And it does work. I had an aha moment with you, with something you said, if you don't mind me sharing, when you told us the story about the lady, this doesn't work. She was very objective about everything, went home, bought something, told her to buy the flour, came out, helped the lady with the groceries, and then gave her the flour. See,
Yeah.
and I had a kind of similar aha moment where, you also shared the story, about your grandmother, and I caught myself one time and I said, I was upset about something. I was kind of, and I was looking at something. I was like, well, I'd have handled that situation like this, and I'd have. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Now I'm the bully.
Yeah.
I'm the criminal. I'm in the criminal bully mentality that Dr. Brooks was talking about, where, the vicious triangle, where you go from victim, and then your ego is your emotion. Your ego tells you to be the hero. And then you not realizing you going and being the hero, and trying to, this is never going to happen to me or nobody else again. You project your stuff on somebody else and you actually become the bully.
Right.
It's
Yeah, you can. It happens in a hurry too. It happens quick.
I had that aha moment, because I couldn't understand. I said, listen, I told you, after you gave us that lecture, I said, you're a bigger man than me, because I don't think that I could have just, just let that, not let it go, but just, you know what? I didn't think that I could have taken the news with the great amount of equanimity that you did. The way that you're able just to take it and just okay and process it and deal with it. I just, like I said, you're a bigger man than me, but I was home and this just hit me like 2 weeks ago. And I had that and I said, excuse my French. I said, oh shit, excuse me. It hit me and I was like, I understand,
Yeah.
so I just wanted to share that with you.
No, I appreciate that. And two, so you battle through, you reach out, you get some support, you start down that process. And what was it like to kind of get to I mean, that's a good lead in, but what was it like to kind of get to know yourself? Like to really, rather than, I can't believe you said that, I can't believe you did this, it's everybody else's fault. What was it like to kind of sit there with you going, oh crap, like I think I've got to do the work, or I think maybe I'm the one kind of creating a lot of this stuff in my life. That's such a hard shift, especially for us men, and especially for proud and strong men, right? Like this is hard, where you finally have to sit down and go, oh, I can't believe that I'm participating this deeply, but I am. Dang it. Like, how did you kind of hack through that space?
But I was just like, I can't do this anymore. I'm not living in denial anymore. I just felt like broken, but I realized you guys let me know I wasn't broken. I was stuck. And you guys showed me how to how to get unstuck. I was just it just, Ray, what are you gonna do? You look at your age, look where you at, look at everything you've done, and you're still not, like you gotta deal with this. Like you can no longer live in denial. You have to address this. Like it's just something in the back of my mind. Like I always knew, but for the sake of appeasement and wanting to keep things going the way that they were, I was in denial. But like I said, when I had a situation, and then I felt like I wasn't really getting supported like I should have been. I just felt like it just basically pushed me off like damn near a cliff. And I said, you know what? I'm thinking about my mother. My mother's like, boy, what are you doing? What are you doing? You stop feeling sorry for yourself. Like I had to snap out of it. Like I had a harsh talk with myself, and I had to look at myself in the mirror for once. And that was a harsh exercise too with you guys. Like I've always said, yeah, I love myself and I can see myself. But you know what, Doc? When you're going through it, it's really hard to really, really look at yourself. Like really look at yourself in the mirror.
Yeah.
Not physically, like just have a conversation with yourself, and that is hard.
Yeah,
You,
it is.
you,
It is hard.
it is so hard. But look, Ray, you're middle aged man. It's time, Ray. Because if you don't do it here, I felt that, be honest, I felt like I was in a really bad place. Like I felt it was dangerous. Like I just felt like I was in a place where if I fell asleep tomorrow and I didn't wake up, I would have been happy.
Yeah.
Like I was feeling that way. Like I wasn't having thoughts of harming myself, but I just had thoughts where I was just like, I got nothing left. I ran out of gas. I'm running on E. I have nothing less to give. Nobody understands me. Nobody cares. Like it's just like, yeah, yeah, we understand. No, you don't understand. You don't know my life. You don't know what I've been through.
Right.
You, you know, like what, who can help me, man? I don't got months to wait for an appointment here. I don't have 6 months. I don't have 90 days. I don't have a whole year. I need help now because I
Right.
felt that if I don't get the help, like it's like I felt like it was over. Like I just felt like it was just would have been a matter of months, heart attack, something bad would have happened to me because my thoughts weren't pure. My thought like they were just I was just in a dark place and I knew where I was, but I had no idea how to get out. And that is so hard because nobody knows or understands unless like you guys do that. Just and if there's anybody else that does understand that's not a professional, they're trying to get out of that place too. So
Right.
it's you don't want to pile on each other, but it's just like I knew that I was in a bad place for a long time and I was such in denial and it just all came to a head. Everything just hit and I said I got to get out of here and crying and just I don't know, I just felt like it was divine intervention. Like I just something said you need help and I just went online. I saw one place. I saw the bridge. That just stuck out to me. And then I saw another place and I said, well, let me see the reviews. And I'm like, I don't need a place. I know what I need. And what I don't need is a place where I'm going to go. They're going to take the phone. Not that I needed the phone, but they're going to take all your access, communication. They're going to take your jewelry away. They're going to lock you.
Right.
They're going to dope you up.
Right.
I don't, I know that I didn't need that. I needed help. I needed real help for what I needed. And I got to tell you, and everybody listening here, guys, Christina is a godsend. That woman, I called her crying. I mean, I felt like I was talking to my mother. I didn't know. Like, that's another thing. I called this woman and I'm raging, and she's like, what's the matter? And I'm profusely crying. And I realize I'm also raging to her. And I'm a mess on the phone with this woman. And she just, I never knew this woman. She just talked me right off the bridge, right off the ledge.
Yeah.
She,
Yeah.
she said, Ray, it's going to be okay. And man, when I finally met her and gave her that hug, and I hope she's doing well in Tennessee, that woman is, guys, I'm telling you, this place is special. But you have to be willing to trust the process.
Yeah.
This place is, you guys are doing God's work. You guys are, I don't want to say magical, but you guys are just, it's not, it's not ordinary. It's not normal. It's special. The bridge is special. Brother Dustin, you, Jen,
Mhm.
Donna, Corbin, Brad, Leash, oh my God, Joel, Maria, Susie, oh my God,
Yeah.
the love twins, the
Yeah.
Dustin. It's just I can go on, and I can't say enough good things. But I'm sorry to get off. Yeah, I hit rock bottom. I felt like I hit rock bottom, and I didn't know what to do. I just if the conversation with Christina wouldn't have went the way that it did, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know that I'd be here today. I have a beautiful family and everything else, but it's a weird it's a it's a hell of a feeling when you're in a house full of people but you feel alone.
Yeah. No, for sure.
You know?
And it's I mean that starts on the inside too. So that feeling of just not having the connection or not not being really even there for yourself, let alone anybody else. So you're doing well. I know it's not perfect, but you kind of hack through the dark, you're hacked through the weeds. You're moving forward. I mean, you've got things planned. And it's not easy. It's not easy for me. I don't know anyone that's really striving to do better and be better that it's easy for. It's always a challenge. I mean, it's just like going to the gym. I mean, you see somebody that you really admire from a fitness standpoint, that's a lot of work. You see someone that you admire from a spiritual standpoint, man, that's a lot of work, like Mother Teresa's of the world, that's no joke. I mean, that's a lifetime of just heavy lifting and commitment and that spiritual like insight. So I guess for me, I kind of try to get out of the work and then realize that there's no way out. Like you just have to either suffer or you have to get to work. But now that you're working hard and you're moving through, it sounds like you've got great plans. It sounds like you've got some light that you're chasing and you've got some adventure that you're chasing around. Like that seems like it's going well. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing the things that I want to do. It's like, hey, I'm going for a hike. But come with me. Okay, well, hey, I'm going anyway. You guys need anything? You guys know where I'll be. You
Yeah.
know, and with nature, that's just my thing. I'm just I'm also traveling. I'm gonna go to see my friends perform at their residency in Vegas, first hip hop group in history, Wu-Tang
Oh,
Clan, first hip
super
hop
cool.
residency in Vegas.
That's
Um,
cool.
yeah, I'm starting to live again. Doing things. I do things with the family, but I'm starting to do things that I like,
Yeah.
things that I know that I'm deserving of. That's another thing. You have to give yourself grace. You can't dwell. Don't dwell on anything. Because there's a reason you're still here. You know, whoever it is that you believe in, the creator, your guides, your angels, they didn't bring you this far to fail. I have a beautiful wife. I've been married 28 years, together damn near 40 years. My daughter's 24. She's going to school. She's working. My son's, the autism on the spectrum. He was nonverbal. Now he's verbal, high functioning, drives, second year of college. He just, a matter of fact, he just turned 19 2 days ago.
So cool.
Proud of
Yeah.
him. It's just I have a lot of things to be grateful for, and so it's you choose. Like I really feel that at one point you choose to be in a place. You have to choose otherwise, and you are kind of like a reflection of the people you surround yourself with. Surround yourself with positivity. Talk to, that anybody that's interested, at the bridge, there's aftercare. You can always reach out after. There's group chats, you can talk to your fellow residents, that's always, if you feel nobody else understands you, your family at the bridge does, your fellow residents do,
Yeah.
what is it, Doc? I mean, what got me also all the providers on staff you guys have. I got to go back to the staff. What is it? What would it take? What would it take? Like 5 or 6 years on waiting lists and everything to be able to see all you guys in one place like that?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. We have 33 providers right now. Like it's a lot.
It's
It's a
it,
lot.
it's amazing. But again, none of this, none of that works unless you yourself are willing to do the deep dive and do the inner work. You
Right.
have to also trust the process. Again, you're not gonna go there and be like, heal me.
Yeah.
Good. No, 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 no. You give us the tools and you show us.
Yeah.
We take that and we on, and what you choose to do with that is up to you. But there's no reason for you. You have to be motivated. You put aside, I'm still gluten free. I'm
Love it.
still gluten free, cooking
Yeah.
my recipes. No milk, maybe a little gluten, maybe a little, smoked Gouda every now and then, but I'm still, eating healthy, grounding, hiking, doing what I got to do, just you have to push yourself. You have to do the work. Even there's going to be
Right.
days you do it, but you have to push yourself, and and I repeat, I will never, ever go back to that place. And look, you know what? These are my reminders. My bracelet from Jen and the ring that I made, beautiful 925 silver ring that was
Cool.
by a former resident who's in a much better place, who came back with her husband and her child. Again, the young lady, I keep forgetting her name, sweetheart. I gave her some candy though. The psychotherapist. I mean, she's just the young
Yeah.
lady in Alabama. She amazing. Just I can't say enough good things. None of
That's awesome. Well,
the words.
no, I love it. I love it. I'm so appreciative. I won't keep any longer. I love listening to you talk. I love listening to the battle.
I didn't mean to I didn't mean to get off on a.
No, no, I like it. I think it's great, but I'm proud of you for the work, Ray. I really like you're still in it. You're on the field. I mean, you got a little blood coming out of the corner of your mouth, but you're biting down on the mouthpiece and you're moving. Like it's perfect, man. It is. It's perfect. And nice job. Nice job. Proud of you.
You good? You kind of stiffened there for a minute. What was the last thing you said? You kind of was still
Oh,
screaming.
oh, I just said that I just said I'm proud of you for staying in the arena. Like you're working hard. You
Well,
know,
well,
you're
well, that comes from boxing, knowing how to take a punch.
yeah, you're hacking through that. I mean, it is. That's why I used that example with you. I remembered that about you. But yeah, you've got a little bit of blood coming out of the corner of your mouth, and you're biting down on your mouthpiece, but you're swinging, and that's it. Like that's the best that any of us humans could do. So I love it. I think it's inspiring. I like how real it is too. It's not this Pollyanna, everything's perfect, anything. But man, I appreciate you taking some time. And anyone that wants, I'm gonna send him this video and say, hey, look, listen to Ray's story. Like just listen to him talk for a little bit. Is that okay?
Yeah, I get something else, and if people want to hit me up individually, they can. I have no problem talking to people individually. They don't want to talk in a group, but just I'll end it with this. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Doc. I love you guys. But as in boxing, also knowing how to take a punch and roll with the punches. If you get hit, you also know, and don't be too proud to take a knee and take that count.
Yeah.
There's a problem in life if you have to take a knee. Don't
Yeah.
worry. Don't let your ego get to you, man. Don't let your pride get to you. Take that knee,
Yeah.
take that. I had to take a knee and I had to hit the bridge to get back up on my feet.
Well
Hey,
said.
always a pleasure, man. Love you guys. Hit me up
Well,
for anything. And again, anything I can do, hit me up. Love you guys.
hey, we love you too. Thank you so much for the time. I really appreciate it.
All right, Doc. Be good. God bless.
Thanks, Ray. Talk to you soon, man.
All right, bye.
Yeah, bye.